then also gets a little bit flustered by Dean asking, like, how gay can Sam be? And then Dean says, don't answer that, because he doesn't want Sam to actually answer. And I'm like, there's a lot there that we could read into.
I was gonna say, like, it's only a matter of time until KJ makes a closeted by Dean reference.
And here we are.
And there it is.
Like a closeted Sam reference, because Dean does not want Sam to answer that question.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dean also then goes on to prove that he, in fact, is very familiar with the story of Cinderella by suggesting that Sam will maybe meet his fairy godmother when they go into this house.
That would be awesome. Go mock him. You want that.
But B, also, you just made fun of Sam for knowing the story of Cinderella, and then you also know Cinderella. Like, that is a Cinderella reference.
That is a sibling thing to do.
They find a young blonde woman chained up, and her stepmother has just beat her, and Dean's like, used to hear her, I see a little girl, and he, like, follows this little girl through this large and honestly very beautiful old house. Very well decorated. He tries to talk to the girl, but she disappears, leaving an apple behind.
That's not suspicious.
Yeah, they're back at the car, and Sam has to remind Dean about the not born details of Snow White.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Dean's like, yeah, I've seen Snow White. I've seen Snow White as a porno. And Sam's like, okay, well, I'm sure the porno was probably missing some details about the narrative.
One or two, yeah.
In your pursuit to appear as hetero as possible. All that porn.
Apparently the porno also, like, heavily featured the wicked stepmother. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't think I want to.
No. Nobody. No one.
But I almost guarantee that this is a Casa Erotica, like, fairy tale special.
Oh yeah.
It's probably happened too.
Like, there's at least 13 Casa Eroticas. I guarantee one of them. Like, there's the Latino one, and then I guarantee that there's a fairy tale one. That just makes sense to me.
It's an anthology.
An anthology. A porno anthology. Oh my god.
Trying to be classy.
No, there's no classy.
They go back to the hospital where a nurse, like, is going through the comatose patients because they're looking for a Snow White, and they find out about Callie, who is Dr. Garrison's daughter. She's been in a coma forever, and he's currently reading grim fairy tales to her, and currently, at this moment, Red Riding Hood, and we see our wolfman with the coyote tattoo who assaults and abducts an elderly woman.
I just want to say, every time I see the actress who plays comatose Snow White, she reminds me so much of Demi Lovato.
Me too. I googled just to make extra sure it wasn't her. I'm like, it's way too early for it to be her. But like,
yeah, I was just like, whoa.
Hang on, I might want to check that again. It's Demi Lovato. I just want to check Demi Lovato.
Check it again.
I'm pretty sure it's not her.
No, I just want to check Demi Lovato's pronouns because they've changed a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Demi Lovato uses they, them, and she, her, same as me. So I just,
alright, cool.
I just wanted, I said her twice, so I just wanted to make sure that was okay.
Yeah, but very Demi Lovato.
Yeah, absolutely. I literally googled to make sure it wasn't. I was like, it's great. Like, this was definitely like pre-Camp Rock, not by a lot, but like pre-Camp Rock and like pre like acting career Demi Lovato. Also, I don't think Disney would have loaned out anybody to Supernatural.
Gee, why not?
You don't want our squeaky clean Disney stars to be in horror.
I mean, also just getting them going, like sending them to Vancouver is such a hassle.
Yeah,
that's true.
Oh, that's a good point.
Reasons. But the face is definitely similar. Like, they could definitely be cousins.
My goodness. Yeah, absolutely.
Callie swallowed bleach when she was 8 years old, and she was found by Callie's stepmother, Julie, who passed away last year, and Dr. Garrison's been left with Callie. Like, that's all the family he has left, which is horribly sad.
Yeah, holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody believes that she was just found by the stepmother, though.
Except for
nobody believes that.
Everybody at the time.
I mean, they don't know fairy tale tropes.
I guess not. The doctor should, though, reading out that
Well,
book.
I mean, but, like, you know, I didn't know that fairy tales were in play as, like, a reality situation.
Yeah.
Alright, good point.
And, you know, a lot of stepmothers are quite lovely.
Dean says it could be like Misha Barton in The Sixth Sense, and in the movie Sixth Sense, Misha Barton plays Kira Collins, whose mother kills her seemingly while suffering from Munchausen syndrome by proxy, and Kira catches her mom on camera adding pine salt to her food, and she haunts this boy and gives him a box, which he gives to her father, and it has the videotape of the poisoning. Dean also made a reference to Misha Barton being on the OC, and the actor who plays Dr. Garrison was in an episode of the OC. I don't know if that was why we made the distinction of OC versus The Sixth Sense, but I just noted that.
Okay.
Basically, Callie is dead, but, like, her body's still alive. But, like, her spirit is not tethered to her body. Kind of like Dean was in the season 2 premiere, where, like, he's outside of his body. But, like, her anger is turning her into a vengeful spirit, plus the fairy tales. Kind of like what Tessa said would happen to Dean if he didn't go with her, basically.
Yeah.
The old woman who was assaulted by the Big Bad Wolf comes in, and they just sound so defeated, being like, she got Little Red Riding Hood. And that woman dies, which is going to be sort of important later. And they're like, does she have any next of kin? And they're like, she has a granddaughter. And, like, her granddaughter is a small child. Like, she's, like, maybe, like, 10 at the most.
She is Lil.
Yeah, very small baby. She's wearing a red jacket with a hood.
Why would you do that?
And Dean's like, okay, I'm gonna go stop the Big Bad Wolf, and you figure out how to stop Callie somehow. I'm like, okay, you're giving Sam a lot to do and nothing to work with, but okay. I guess we do need to go save this girl's life somehow.
Go reason with the ghost.
Did kind of appreciate that they made the same guy the wolf from both those fairy
Me
tales.
too. I feel really bad for this guy at the end of the episode, but I did appreciate that it was the same dude.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because like the Big Bad Wolf is such a staple of the Grimm fairy tales.
And he's like a guy. Like, he's clearly just being, like, wolf, like, tendencies with the mauling and everything, but, like, he looks like a really charming dude.
And he would have to be if he's the Big Bad Wolf.
It kind of reminded me of, like, Johnny Depp as the Big Bad Wolf in Into the Woods.
Oh, yes.
Walks up to Red Riding, hello, little girl.
Yeah, charming. Unfortunately, Dean is a little bit late in leaving to go save this little girl, because she gets into her grandmother's van, which the wolf has stolen, before Dean can even get there. Sam tracks down Dr. Garrison and tells him that Julie poisoned Callie and he needs the doctor's help. But obviously the doctor's like, you sound crazy. How could you ever say anything so awful about my dead wife? And he, like, slams the door in Sam's face.
My second dead wife.
Yeah.
Because Snow
really.
White, her mom died.
Yeah, it was his second. I mean, they could be separated, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I'm going to assume he's dead because we're going with the whole Snow White thing.
Has bad luck with spouses.
He did say it was the only mom that Callie ever knew. So either Callie's mom died when she was born, I'm guessing, or, like, her mom, like, left.
But I could see him being upset, like you don't know me, like, well, how are you using me or something? So,
Yeah, and, like, to accuse someone's, like, loved one of doing something so horrible to someone else you love, and, like, they probably spent, like, all of the years that Callie was in this coma, together, like, it's a tough pill to swallow.
But I'm really mad that we never met this woman. So I want to see the face of someone who could be that monstrous.
Yeah, feed bleach to an 8-year-old.
And then hang around afterwards to watch her dad.
Knowing that it was your fault. Oh my god.
And actually, feeding bleach to an 8-year-old is worse than what the stepmother did in the original fairy tale, in my opinion.
Wow. Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I'm assuming that this was a Munchausen by proxy and it wasn't supposed to be this much bleach, or she didn't think bleach would do this much damage.
Idiot.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Sam's, like, out of patience. Like, Sam's been very patient. Like, when Dean was asking questions about Callie before, like, Sam was kind of, like, softening the questions a little bit, and, like, he's been very nice to all the victims. He's out of that patience now. It's gone. Which is kind of Sam's MO, where Sam is, like, very patient until he's not, and then he becomes, like, the most abrasive person to deal with. But Sam, like, busts into the room and just rips off the band-aid. He's like, ghosts are real and spirits, and your daughter's dead, and also she's killing people.
Oh gosh.
Dr. Garrison, like, is, like, acting like he does not believe anything that's coming out of Sam's mouth, and then Sam, like, describes, like, 8-year-old Callie's, like, ghost, and he's like, oh, you've seen her too.
Oh no. That's not good.
I'm like, oh no, Dad, what are you doing?
Like, okay, denial, okay.
But that was probably so comforting for him, like, and she wasn't killing him, so, like,
Probably didn't know that she was killing people.
that those two things were related.
He probably thought he was hallucinating because he's grieving.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Sam's like, I'm not a cop, but I am someone who knows something about this kind of thing, and Callie told me that your wife poisoned her, and you need to listen to your daughter because she's killing people. And then Callie appears and confirms the story that her mother poisoned her.
Her stepmother.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is an important distinction in this situation, I think.
Kind of. I mean, Dr. Garrison calls, like, when he talks to her, he says, I'm sorry mommy did that to you. Like, he does refer to her as her mother, and it is the only mother she's ever known. Like, it is her stepmother in that she didn't give birth to her, but, like,
well, what Audrey was saying was that it's an important distinction because of the fairy tale tropes used in this episode.
That is
in
true.
In real life, like, it wouldn't be an important distinction, but here it is.
I think I laughed in the mother just because of the way that Dr. Garrison was talking about Julie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is important in the Snow White of it all.
Yeah.
And Dr. Garrison's like, you have to stop. I hear you now, and I know what happened, and you can let go, and it's time for me to let go. And he kisses the real Callie on the forehead, and she, like, flatlines. Unclear if he, like, unplugs her, or if she just happens to flatline at that moment. Unclear. But Dean is, like, about to stab the wolf guy with a giant pair of scissors when he suddenly, like, snaps out of it, and this poor man is about to get murdered by a dude with scissors. He has no memory of anything that's going on, and he's killed 3 people in the last, like, 3 days.
I think it's probably good that he has no memory, because I would not want to remember those things.
But, like, the construction guy who, like, survived the, like, 3rd pig, he's gonna be able to ID this guy. And so, like, this guy's gonna go to prison for killing 3 people.
Even though it's actually not his fault.
No.
But he did do it, so it's not, like, technically a wrongful conviction, but, like,
Your Honor, you don't realize there was a ghost.
I hope that he can plead, like, insanity or something like that, and, like...
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Oh gosh, this is bad for him.
Because he doesn't have, like, mens rea. Like, he does not have a guilty mind.
No. Well, how could he? Doesn't remember any of it.
The Little Red Riding Girl also now has no family, because her grandma was taking care of her. She lived with her grandma, and now her grandma's dead. So, like, this little girl also has no family.
Everything's great, yeah?
But we're not even going to talk about it. No one's going to even be concerned. Dr. Garrison says that he should have let Callie go a long time ago, and he's like, hey, Sam, that's good advice. And then Sam's like, is that really what you want? Is for me to just let you go? And Dean does not answer, and he walks away, and he makes Sam watch him walk away. And I'm like, yeah, 'cause you don't want to die, Dean Winchester. It's fine.
Yeah, shut up, Dean. That's terrible advice.
And you don't really want Sam to not care. Like, you want Sam to not die, but you also don't want Sam to just stop caring. But we're still not done with this episode. This episode is still going.
Still going.
Cut to Dean asleep at the motel, and Sam is very much not asleep. He is sneaking out with a backpack in the middle of the night. Classic Sam Winchester running away. Sam summons the Crossroad Demon. Very thrilled to meet Sam. She's a fan after dealing with Dean twice. I really appreciated her excitement to meet Sam Winchester.
Just you wait, man. You're gonna regret this.
Sam pulls the Colt on her, but she's like not super phased. She's like, oh, that's not the original Colt. And then she's like, I bet you this fucking Ruby is gonna get what's coming to her. Sam's like, here's my offer. I live, Dean lives, you live, we all go home happy, or you die. And she's like, do you really want to break the deal? Aren't you tired of cleaning up Dean's messes and dealing with Dean's broken psyche and bossing him around? And she says, Sam is both better and stronger than Dean, and he should feel relief when his desperate, sloppy, needy brother is gone. But Sam's not falling into that trap. Sam doesn't even think for a second about anything but killing this stupid demon.
It's not even a good enough.
That's my secret demon. I'm always tired of Dean.
Don't worry, Audrey. I would shoot a demon for you.
Oh.
Yes, there is no part of Sam that wants Dean to die. Like, that is just, the demon played the wrong card.
Yeah.
You're new here, aren't you?
The demon says Dean is an adult and he made this deal of his own free will, and that gives me thoughts about a later episode this season and a character arc that we're gonna have this season. Like, the fact that she specifically says the word adult in reasons why this deal is not breakable it's a thing. The demon says that her boss has the contract and he really wants Dean's soul and he will not be giving up the contract, and she also will not be telling said person's identity to Sam at all, which is interesting. Very, like, I would say 5 or 6 times she uses he, him pronouns for the person who's holding this contract, which will become back later, but there's a mysterious him in the demon world, which is interesting because traditionally it's been Sam who's of interest to the demons. Like, the Winchesters as a group have been, like, mildly entertaining. John's been a threat. Sam's obviously really like high value in the demon world. This person who has this like demon deal contract with Jean's wants Jean's soul badly.
I feel like once we meet this person, everything makes more sense.
Yeah.
The demon is like, you can't get out of this one, there's no way out. And Sam takes like a half a second to let that sink in, and then he's like, okay, and then he shoots her in the face.
Because why not?
Out of spite at this point.
Yeah, and he's got his big, dark, scary Sam look that they've been kind of using to be like, did Dean actually bring back Sam as, like, is the Sam we know still the Sam we had before? Maybe he's got it a little bit dark. I think that's just Sam's, like, shooting face, but it's okay. This Colt is still doing its job, and this demon dies.
Hell yeah.
Let's get into end segments. Let's start with MVP of the week. Nick, who would you like to nominate as this week's MVP?